Welcome to Georgetown, Texas, where the Southwestern Pirates are getting ready to take on the number one team in the nation in Division III, the University of Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders. Right now we have the captains going to the middle of the field for the coin toss. Those captains are number 10, Eric Ovalle, number 65. That is Charles De La Rosa, number 22, Brandon Jennings, and number 77, who, of course, the captain on the defensive side, Nick Hackett. Get the numbers on Mary Hardin Baylor's captains. Joining me tonight will be John Cracy and Justin Simmons. How are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, you're going to give me the first one's dibs. Thank you. No, it's been a wonderful evening so far. I know that everybody very excited. Saw a lot of happy faces piling in here to the Birkelbach Field here at the Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex. And everybody's just getting ready for what should be a really entertaining night of college football.
It looks like Mary Hardin Baylor's won the toss and has elected to receive to open tonight's game. This, of course, the second contest for each team in American Southwest Conference play. The Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders were able to win 34-14 over East Texas Baptist University, while the Pirates traveled to Jackson, Mississippi to take down the Belhaven Blazers by a score of 34-27.
What a game that was.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was a lot of fun to cover.
I mean, that one had that heart-pumping, nonstop action all the way to the very end.
Yes, and it was throughout the game. And football can be chaotic, especially at times. But Coach Austin in the SU Football Weekly earlier this week described the first half as one of the more chaotic halves of football he's been a part of.
Well, don't mean to toot our own horn here, but hey, big thanks to you. And I know you guys were running on a short staff last week, out in Mississippi, but bringing all the action and capturing a big highlight. Been a couple of years since we've seen a victory for the Pirates.
And they also made KVU News this past weekend, the sports on Sunday.
That's
and
what I'm talking
of course,
about.
JJ Slack, right, as well as some other honors. One of the problems we're having here at Birkelbach is we don't have a crowd mic, so it won't be quite as
Boisterous.
ambient as we're accustomed to. The last couple of games we've been to, we've either been crammed in a pretty small press box or out in the amongst the crowd, which was how we were at Cal Lutheran. Looks like Fournier is going to kick off for the Pirates.
I think the huge difference between the first game, Chuck, and the second game this year has been the play of the offensive line. In Mississippi, the offensive line looked really good as compared to they did in California.
They had a lot of work to do. As Coach said, if that game would have gone into extra time, they would have had some problems. So the ball's kicked off by Fournier. It's going to be fielded by number 4, Aaron Sims. He'll carry it up over the 10, cuts up near the 12, cuts back at the 15, and he's going to bring it up near the 20. Maybe they'll give him they're going to put it at the 20, it looks like, with 14:53 remaining here in the first period.
Number 9 with the tackle.
Number 9, of course, Jackson Tingler. Or check, that's Titus Dunk. I doubt Jackson Tingler, quarterback's out covering kicks, although you never know in Division III.
No.
J.J. Slack, one of the great special teams players we mentioned earlier, he played quarterback 2 years ago for the Pirates when they had a rash of injuries, and that's because he had experience in high school at the position. Kyle King, the quarterback for Mary Hardin Baylor. In the backfield with him, he's got Alfonso Thomas, the running back. There's a snap. They fake to Thomas. King looking to throw. Pass complete near the 28. That's number 15 on the reception, Jamal Hamilton. He's going to be tackled by J.J. Slack, who we've just mentioned, as well as number 4, Elijah Norris.
Fellas, I hate to admit it, but get used to seeing that King is a comparable quarterback. He was all conference last year, and he just knows how to sling it. And his offensive line has been able to give him time so far this season.
And he's pretty mobile, which is something that the Crusaders haven't had in recent years. So fake to Thomas. King will roll out to his right. Has a receiver wide open on the sideline. That's K.J. Miller. He'll cut in to the numbers, and he's going to take this all the way in for the score with 14-19 remaining here in the first period. And quickly, you see the potency of the University of Mary Hardin Baylor Crusader offense.
You just said it. You just mentioned his mobility. He showed you there. It made the Pirates bite on the outside, and then unfortunately the cornerback was on an island against 2 wide receivers, and it was pick and choose at that point.
Yeah, there was some kind of coverage breakdown that I'm sure the Pirate defensive coaches will get to the drawing board and straighten that out. Here for the extra point is going to be number 10, Anthony Avila. Kick is up and good. Score is now 7-0 for the Crusaders. We'll stay with the broadcast here as we continue on. We didn't get to have the pregame that we had anticipated. We're working with a little bit of new remote HDMI equipment, but we've got it worked out, at least to the point where we can broadcast this football game. And again, as we mentioned, the Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders on the board quickly. And they're used to scoring. In their opener, they beat Simpson College by a score of 84-6. Now, they had more trouble with East Texas Baptist, although East Texas Baptist University scored their touchdowns late in the second half. And they actually held the Crusaders to 10 points in the second half. Although I'm sure that the Crusaders were working on their depth as well. East Texas Baptist, one of the top teams in the ASC, along with Belhaven. So both of these teams have knocked off one of the better teams. Of course, Mary Hardin Baylor picked to win conference unanimously preseason. So lining up to kick off, it will be Anthony Avila. He's a 5'10 senior out of Troy, Texas. Back deep to receive for the Pirates, who are going to be number 3, Austin Castilleja, along with Elijah Norris. Kick's going to go over Elijah Norris's head into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback where the Pirates will have it 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
Well, let's get ready to see what this Pirates offense can do. We know that it's going to be heavily dependent on the quarterback, Landy Gilpin, but he proved last week that he has what it takes to lead this team to victory, whether it be through the air or through the ground.
And we'll see how that young offensive line performs against probably the best defensive line they'll face all season.
If anything, they're going to get a lot of good experience today against the defensive line of Mary Hardin Baylor.
Pirates come out in an empty set. Gilpin has 2 receivers at the top of the formation, 3 here on the near side. He barks out his cadence. Lost his mouthpiece for a second. About 8 seconds on the play clock. Takes a snap, drops back, rolls a little to his right and too much pressure. He's going to be tackled for a loss as he tried to tuck it and run there. On the stop is going to be number 23, Mark Gutierrez.
Landry had no time whatsoever.
Yeah, that's an example of the offensive line not quite performing to the level they did last week at Belhaven, so hopefully they'll be able to shake off those butterflies. It's still early for these guys, even though they're down 7.
Yeah, but that was a really aggressive play call by the defense. They just went straight at him.
Gilpin takes the snap, flips it out in the flats, complete to Castilleja near the 25-yard line. They're going to put him, looks like at the 24. So he'll get 4 yards back of what was lost on the first down. It'll be 3rd and 11.
That was a good catch by El Presidente.
Castilleja, the all-purpose yard leader for the Pirates this season. It's early in the year, but when you return punts and kicks and you're a receiver and you get a few handoffs as well, you'll tend to be high on that list. Gilpin in the backfield, he has number 6, Jaquan Marion. Gilpin takes the snap, flips it out to Marion a little bit too far in front of him, and it's going to fall incomplete, and the Pirates didn't quite have the opening drive that they would have hoped for, Justin.
Not necessarily, but there were some things that they could build upon there. It was just really a timing issue. Mary Hardin Baylor very aggressive with their defensive play scheme. They sent the blitz on the very first play, and then on that last one, they went ahead and set the ends. Nobody was keeping contained. They just went ahead and rushed the quarterback, and it forced him to throw a little early and off of his back foot. So minute changes could result in some good offensive plays for the Pirates going forward.
Will Herbst gets his foot into the football, and it's going to be fielded at the 40 by Aaron Sims. He'll carry it into Pirate territory over the 45 to about the 41-yard line, where the Crew will have a short field here up 7-0, and it's a big series for the defense here early to try to not give up such a big play as in the last series.
That's going to be key coming into this second series. Like you mentioned before, going against the number 1 team in Division III in the nation, it's all about little victories as the game progresses. Right now, you're just thinking about getting a stop, possibly holding them to a field goal.
And if you can get those little victories and keep yourself close, anything can happen. Kyle King in the shotgun will take a snap, fakes the throw to the flat, carries straight ahead. He's going to carry over the 40 to about the 37, where he's going to be stopped by J.J. Slack, number 15 of the Pirates. They're going to give him a gain of about 5 yards. Going to put it just shy of the 37-yard line. King in a pistol formation. Next to him is going to be the running back, Alfonso Thomas. He's got 3 receivers at the top of the formation, a tight end here tight on the near side. He'll bring a man in motion. He'll take a snap, fake to that man, drop straight back looking in the right sideline. He's got a man open, and he'll hit him for a score, and that is going to be Brenton Martin, number 1, the wide receiver, and he streaked straight down the right sideline for the score.
Wow.
And the Pirates are down 13 here with 12:15 remaining in the first.
Well, a little deja vu. We talked about the big play and trying to negate that. That was unfortunate, and it have to give credit to Mary Hardin Baylor and their offensive play call. That scheme was designed to cause confusion, and it was the perfect call. Pirates were in a man defense, and they utilized that with the man in motion, and it forced the free safety to try to make a play, and he read the play wrong, unfortunately.
The extra point is good from Anthony Avila, and the Crusaders up 14-0 here with 12:15 remaining here in the first period. We're working on the scoreboard as well. We'll keep you updated, time, down, and distance, so make sure you're tuned in and listening as we move forward. We'll work out whatever technical difficulties there are. Pirates on the sideline huddling, and they're just really wanting to shake off this flurry here early by the Crusaders and just try to, as you said, little victories, but try to do what Pirates do best. Offensively, they're going to need to run the football. Down 2 scores, you can't just open it up and think you're going to pass your way back into this football game. One of the ways strategically that you can hang with a team like Mary Hardin Baylor is keep the football away from their offense, and you do that by keeping long drives and running the football and allowing that clock to burn.
3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's the only way.
Anthony Avila will kick off for the Crusaders. Back deep to receive the kickoff will be Austin Costilleja, and it's going to be Elijah Norris as well, number 4. Avila's last kickoff went straight into the end zone. This one is deep enough, and it's going to be a fair catch by Elijah Norris right around the goal line, and that'll put the football on the 25-yard line for the Pirates, and they'll have a second opportunity to try to move the ball downfield. They were unable to get a first down on their first drive. 2 quick scores by the Crusaders, and the Pirates find themselves down a couple of scores.
Yeah, I think that we need to try to get a first down on this series and then build from there.
Well, Gilpin has 152 yards on the year on the ground, 154 in the air. So they're about 50% production either way. We'll see what they do. Empty set here for Gilpin. He has 2 receivers to his left, 3 to his right. He'll bring number 28 in motion. Gilpin rolls to his left and throws it in the flat. It's intended for number 84, Ethan Powell. Incomplete. Powell was kind of covered, and Gilpin looked like he was just trying to get rid of the football there.
That's one of the best things that Gilpin brings at the quarterback position. He is very elusive, and he has that terrific spin move. I've seen him get out of danger more than once, but it's going to have to be about turning the hips and the shoulders upfield and then trying to have some time. It's all about time. How aggressive is Mary Hardin Baylor going to be with their defensive play call here in the first quarter?
And they've been aggressive to this point. Empty set again for Gilpin, 3 receivers at the top of the formation.
And they're bringing it again. It's man-to-man coverage right now.
And Gilpin will take the snap. It looked like he was going to run the whole time, and there's just a slew of Crusaders there to drop him for a loss of about 3 yards. Number 32 leading the charge there, Almonte Smith, the defensive end. It's going to be 3rd and 12, and the Pirates just looking to get positive yards here. They'll bring in a whole new set of skill backs for 3rd and long. Crusaders running a 4-man front with a linebacker real close, and then the linebackers will back off. Jaquan Marion, the running back with Gilpin, they'll hand to Marion straight ahead, and he'll carry it up near the original line of scrimmage where they're going to give him that line, but it's going to be 4th down and 10. There on the stop is going to be number 25, Micah Hackett. And with 11:29 remaining, Will Herbst will come back in to punt. We'll see if he can out-punt the kick return here. Aaron Sims as well as number 7, KJ Miller, back to receive this punt. We've seen Herbst get some pretty long ones over his career. He's averaging only 39 yards on the season. He gets into that one. It's going to be fielded by Sims. Ball's on the ground and close, but it looks like Sims is able to get on top of it for the Crusaders. But the Pirates able to move that line of scrimmage back into Crusader territory at the 33.
The Pirates really could have used the ball back right there. Special teams was key in that win against Bellhaven last week. but unfortunate that they were unable to get the bounce to go their way this time around.
Well, the more times that people try to field those punts, the more opportunities for your coverage team, because that ball bounces funny, and when you have all of the coverage running to you, generally should let that one bounce dead. Crusaders did not, but they're lucky enough to retain possession. King in the backfield with him is Alfonso Thomas. They'll send Miller in motion. There's the snap, fake to Thomas. King rolls to his left, tucks the football. He's over the 35-40. He steps out of bounds around the 42, shoved out of bounds by number 9, Patrick Nicholas, the strong safety.
Patty Melt. It was a good play.
So it's going to be an 11-yard gain from King for a first down. Crusaders, ball on the 44-yard line. It'll be Thomas in the backfield with King, 2 receivers here on the near side, an H-back and a wide out at the top of the formation. King takes the snap. He'll hand off to Thomas straight ahead, and in the backfield quickly is Jason Lund.
What a play.
Number 94, the defensive end out of Azle, slices through the line of scrimmage. It drops Thomas for a loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
Lieutenant Lund, my son on the Southwestern team from Granbury, I saw Mr. Lund for 4 years in high school, and he was making those plays in high school.
Kenneth Cormier comes into the game with the quarterback, King. Same formation. They just flipped it as the play before, and they'll hand to the running back straight ahead, Cormier, and he'll carry over the 45 to about the 48. Getting up off the bottom of the pile, Alec Gomez, the linebacker out of McAllen.
From my neck of the woods in the Rio Grande Valley. See, fellas, what we're witnessing right now defensively is what the Pirates are going to have to do this entire game. Their tackling has to improve throughout this year. It's been really good on this drive so far to force third and short and mid.
Yeah, 3rd and 5.
But they got to make sure that they wrap up on this play to possibly force a punt.
Cormier in the backfield with King here on 3rd and 5 and about 5.5. King drops straight back, tucks it like he's going to run. He does run over midfield, picks up the first down over the 45, past the 40 to about the 38, where he's finally stopped by number 9, Patrick Nicholas. But it'll be a first down, Crusaders in Pirate territory.
Yeah, that's just the quarterback making a play, as the Pirates did have the safety watch, or they had the spy watching him, if you will. The linebacker was stationed to follow him, but he just made the juke move at the right time, picked up the first down.
He's a big quarterback, too, for a mobile quarterback. He'll take the snap and he'll hand it to the running back, Cormier, straight ahead, and the Pirate defense is there for a minimal
92,
gain.
what a play.
Number 92, Malik McDonald, a 6', 220-pound sophomore out of Oklahoma City.
Hands are showing up right now on this drive for Southwestern. Looking strong, but King, I mean, he's just been very impressive so far in this first quarter.
Cormier, the running back in the backfield for King. He'll take the snap. Check that as Thomas. He fakes to Thomas, has a receiver on the seam. Incomplete, a little bit too tall, and intended for Gary Ruckman, the tight end. It's going to bring up 3rd and long here. Another opportunity for the Pirate defense to either force a 4th down conversion or try to get off the field here. We'll see what they can do. They'll have to contain King. You know, I mentioned he looks like, Ben Roethlisberger out there, but he runs a little bit faster.
I think young Ben Roethlisberger had some wheels back then.
He was never fast.
It wasn't about being fast.
Well, he can move in the pocket with any of them. King will drop back. He's got pressure. He'll flip it into the flat, drop by Alfonso Thomas. It will bring up a 4th and 9 for the Pirate defense. We'll see what the Crusaders do here, and they are going to bring out the kicking unit, it looks like.
That's what I'm talking about. That was good, defensive, aggressive play calling, and sure tackling that led to this drive being busted by the Pirates defense.
Yeah, number 9, Patrick Nicholas with the pressure on the quarterback caused a bad throw.
Brandon Cunningham into punt for the Crusaders. Back deep is going to be J.J. Slack and Austin Castilleja to return.
Can the Pirates get a block like last week?
That would be nice. Unable, nice punt. Slack gives the fair catch signal, then backs off as it bounces out of the end zone. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on SHN Sports. Stay tuned. Well, that was a quick break. We're back. Gilpin with an empty set. He's got 3 receivers, top of the formation. He'll bring in motion. The slot receiver, pass intended for Austin Castilleja, a little bit too long. That was Jeremiah Richardson coming in motion. Gilpin had a little bit more time there, able to set up, but he just led Castilleja a little bit too far.
Well, it was gutsy. He had to stand in the pocket. He knew the hit was coming. He delivered a good ball. It just wasn't on the spot needed to reel it in.
Castilleja, as we mentioned, the all-purpose yard leader for the Pirates early in this season. Done a good job, caught 2 touchdown passes against Belhaven last week. Jaquan Marion, the running back with Gilpin in the backfield. 2 receivers either side of the formation. Gilpin takes the snap, hands to Marion straight ahead. He'll carry it to the 20. Not much there on the right side of the line. Stop made by number 94, Pete Smith. Big D tackle out of San Antonio. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. The Pirates offense is just unable to get any traction here early against the Crusader defense.
No, the defensive line is a huge wall at this point right now. We need to get some movement from the offensive line and start opening up some holes.
So Gilpin will come out of the huddle in an empty set. 3 receivers, top of the formation, 2 here on the near side. Barks out some instruction to his skill receivers. Brings Richardson in motion. Will take the snap, drop back, has to loop his way to the left and fling it into the sideline. It's caught by Powell, and he's carrying up over 40 to the midfield stripe, and it's going to be flung out of bounds in Crusader territory. First down, Pirates.
What a catch and what a throw.
That was a throw on the run. You talk about needing to set your feet, but that's all arm strength there.
That's all elusiveness. Look, nobody's Roger the Dodger, right? But he
Right.
does wear the number 12, and he has that spin move that gets him out of trouble, just like Roger Staubach. Now, does he have the arm? Not always necessarily that type of professional strength arm, but he was very accurate on that throw. Nicely done by Gilpin.
Great job. Jaquan Marion, the running back beside Gilpin, the snap, and they'll hand to Marion. He carries off the right side for about a gain of about 7, maybe 9 yards as
There
he
it
carries
goes.
up over 2. They're going to mark him at the 40. Tackle made by Jacob Mueller.
That's the first time this game that the offense line on a running play has had movement against the defense line, opening up a hole.
Well, it's 2nd and short, and this is how you will put together a drive. You get good positive yards on first down and make these 2nd and 3rd downs much more easy to convert.
Wasn't there a singer that said something that you can't have a fire without a spark?
That's right. Don't ask me who at the moment because I'm going to draw a blank, I'm sure. Gilpin rolls. He's got Marion. He decides to tuck it. He's got the first down over the 35, cuts in at the 30. He's going to be tackled right around the 32-yard line by number 23 of the Crusaders, and that's Mark Gutierrez.
That's Landry Gilpin with a little Landry magic right there.
The Pirates are going to need some Landry magic today. They're down big here early, but it's not an unsurmountable deficit. But when the team on the opposite side of that score is the Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders, you got a lot of work ahead of you. So Gilpin with a new running back in the backfield. That's going to be number 32, Jasani Tesegwe. And they'll hand it to Segway straight ahead, and he'll pick up about 3 yards inside the 25 to the 24-yard line.
I'm digging this play calling by the offensive coordinator. It's keeping Mary Hardin Baylor guessing, keeping them honest as well at the line of scrimmage. And the Pirates have done a really nice job to take advantage so far on this drive.
To segue, I mean, the hole wasn't very big, but he fit through it.
That's right. So Jaquan Marion back in. They move him to the slot. empty set for Gilpin, 3 receivers on the near side, 2 at the top, including Marion. They'll bring in motion Jeremiah Richardson. Gilpin pass intended for Castilleja on the slant, and the Crusaders just missed an interception there as that pass was way too tall. Looks like number 33, Jacob Mueller. He's the tackle leader for the Crusaders in this season early. 4:53 remaining here in the first period. Pirates in the huddle.
Now, that was definitely the right play call, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult in the pocket for Gilpin today just because of the length of the defensive line. Those are some tall fellas across this line of scrimmage.
They look like they're averaging about 6'4". Gilpin takes the snap, hands to Marion off right guard. He'll carry straight ahead for a gain of a couple. He's going to be slung down by the defensive end, Sante Parker Jr.
But you notice who laid that hit at the very end. It was number 2, Jefferson Fritz. That guy's an all-conference player. He's one of the better players for the Crusaders, and you have to watch out for him defensively. At one point, he almost led I believe a couple of years ago, he led the nation in interceptions.
So we're going to have a 39-yard field goal attempt here from Will Herbst with 4:19 on the clock here in the first quarter. There's the snap, and the hold is down. The kick is up, and it's good. The Pirates are on the board by a score of down 14-3 with 4:10 remaining here in the first period.
Will Herbst, El Presidente, he's got a pretty good leg.
Will Earps was one of the SU Weekly interviews after the Cal Lutheran game. He had one of the highlight plays in that game where he was in for a punt, took the punt, and he has a rugby style of punt like we see often these days. And as he rolled, he saw the Cal Lutheran players, the backs of their jerseys. So he took off and picked up about 15 yards, and the Pirates were able to drive down and get a touchdown pass in that football game. And then last week he came in to punt, and I had mentioned the run, and I said, certainly Belhaven's watched that, and he was able to toss a completion for a first down on 4th down. So he's dangerous in many ways. He also makes a lot more tackles than you would expect from most kickers. Fournier will kick off for the Pirates here. He's a freshman, back deep to receive for the Crusaders is going to be number 4, Aaron Simmons, as well as KJ Miller, number 7.
I wonder if we see some trickeration here on this kick.
They're a little tight on the formation. It's a high short kick. It's going to be fielded by number 22, Montana Miller, and he's going to carry straight up the seam and get wrapped up right around the 31. They're going to mark him at the 30-yard line. I didn't see who made the stop there, but
Number 15.
Oh, J.J. Slack making another tackle on special teams.
You're just saying like it's no big deal.
Well, it's you could guess that on most punts, and you'd be right about 75% of the time.
His buddies call him Slack Daddy.
Well, he's earning it early in this season for the Pirates. As a freshman, he was voted MVP of the team, so 2 seasons ago.
That's huge.
That is huge. King with the running back Thomas in the backfield. He'll hand to Thomas. Big hole on the right side. He's able to jump a defender and carry it for another 3 or 4 yards. He's going to get about 9 on that carry. It's going to be 2nd and 1. I didn't see who he jumped over.
Tackles by number 7, Peyton Vaughn.
I was going to say, I think he preferred that you didn't say.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was just
I think it was
athleticism.
someone we were just talking about, actually. 2nd down and 1. King with the running back, Afonso Thomas. 3 receivers at the top of the formation. They got a tight end here on the near side. There's the snap. King looking to his right, rolls back to his left, sets up, gets some pressure, and they're forcing him to throw it out of bounds, but he may have gotten that past the line of scrimmage. It looks like he just did.
I don't know if he was outside the tackles, though.
He was, I think, at least based on the loose interpretation of what I've seen this season. They'll allow that one there.
Yeah, that one, it was on that. It was really 50-50. Usually they'll give it to the offense.
Generally, and he did roll out, and so that's what they'll look at. Thomas, the running back with King, has two receivers, top of the formation, an H-back and a receiver on the near side. They'll hand to Thomas on the right side. He breaks up over the 40, picks up the first down at midfield, and he's carrying into Pirate territory before he's dragged down by number 24 of the Pirates, Kadari Issa.
That's just an athlete right there at running back in Thomas. You already saw what he was able to do. He stepped hard right in the hole, juked the player, then jumped over him. And this time he showed you the power that he has, able to carry a defender a couple of yards down the field until the gang tackle was able to arrive.
Well, yes, King has two running backs now in the backfield here as they have a 1st and 10 in Pirate territory at the 47-yard line. Two receivers here on the near side, a single at the top. Snap, handoff to the running back, and that is going to be number 7 for the Crusaders, K.J. Miller, and he only picks up about a yard and a half before he stopped.
By number 17, Travis Moore, what a tackle.
Well, Moore plays quarterback, so I'm not sure he'd be out there. It's probably Alec Gomez on the stop.
Check that.
Gomez, one of the linebackers for the Pirates. I pronounced his name Alex all game last week, but it's Alec Gomez. King with a H-back and a running back behind him takes the snap, and he'll hand to that running back. It's Thomas straight ahead. He'll carry over the 45 to about the 43.
Well, admittedly, I don't know a whole lot of Alex personally,
Right.
except for maybe Alec Baldwin, and I don't know that guy personally.
Well, and he spells his name with a C, and Gomez spells his name. His name is actually Alexander, so it's like Alexander, but instead of an X, it's a K.
Gotcha.
And so it's easy for us announcers to mess that kind of stuff up. We get it straightened out, though. King with the running back, Thomas. He's got an H-back near the line of scrimmage here on the near side with a receiver. He'll take a snap, drop straight back. King looking, thinking about running, rolls to his right. He's getting pressured. Two defenders there to tip the pass, but a Crusader still came down with it. That was T.J. Miller, but he goes, or K.J. Miller rather, but he goes out of bounds. Pass going to be incomplete. It's going to bring up another 4th down for the Crusaders, and 2 series in a row, the Pirate defense have stepped up and forced a punt.
Yeah, and that was the first time we've really seen King under some great duress where he forced a pass into coverage. Hadn't seen him make that mistake just yet, and he's very fortunate to come away unscathed, so to speak, as that should have been an interception.
Yeah. 33, and Mundo Suarez with the pressure.
Also there was Gomez, who we were just talking about. Into punt, Cunningham for the Crusaders. He gets off a nice punt. It's going to be fair caught by J.J. Slack around the 12-yard line. That's where the Pirates will take over with 1:22 remaining here in the first period.
This is probably the worst field position that the Pirates have had to start off an offensive series, but they were able to drive pretty well down the field until they were stopped near the red zone last time out. Want to see offensively if they allow Gilpin to kind of use his elusiveness, maybe some more play calls where he gets to roll outside the pocket to try to get away from some of that inside pressure that Mary Hardin-Baylor seems to want to bring on every first play of the series.
Well, Gilpin will have an empty set here. He'll either be throwing or running. He's got 3 receivers on his left, 2 on the right. Trying to spread the defense out. They'll bring a man in motion. That's Ocon. And we have a turnover. Number 90 able to scoop that up and carry it in. Josh Patterson, the D lineman.
That's a defensive lineman dream right there.
That is a scoop and score. And
that was definitely a Scooby snack after a tip drill interception. I don't know that the defensive line practices that too much, but he was definitely ready to jump on his opportunity.
Almost looked like he might have played tight end in high school or something.
He has good hands. Definitely had the hands ready to make that catch.
Some of these guys, that does happen to them. They'll be a skill guy in high school, a big skill guy, and they'll end up in more of a lineman type position. Coming in, number 10, Anthony Avila, to kick the extra point. It's up, and it's no good, so the score will remain 20-3. So a little minor victory after the turnover by the Pirates.
Those are the type of plays in a game like this that you can't have if you want to try and hang and have a chance against Mary Hardin-Baylor.
That's right. You can't give them defensive touchdowns or special team scores. And They get them, though. If you're looking at the game last week against East Texas Baptist, they only had 21 points from their offense, but they had a punt return for a touchdown, and then they had 2 field goals as well from their special teams.
It's a 3-phase game.
Well, and the Pirates proved that last week against Belhaven and was able to ride that to a victory.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that it's a 3-phase game, because the whole reason that interception was easily returned for a touchdown was because of the good punt that was forced to be fair caught deep within their own territory for the Pirates. And that mistake, if that happens on the 40-yard line, maybe the defense gets to trot out and hold them to a field goal.
Right. Well, and, that's the importance. While the Pirates did get a stop, the Crusaders were able to kind of flip the field, and they drove down from their 30 into Pirate territory before they punted, and as a result got a little bit of a gift there for a touchdown. So Avila will come in to kick off. Back deep to receive is Castilleja and Norris. Avila's kick's going to go to Norris. He fair catches it inside the 5, and the Pirates will have it on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. And they'd like to get a touchdown here with about the minute 15 remaining here in the first quarter, but you want to get on the board with a touchdown as soon as you can. The Crusaders only out by 17, but it can build quickly if you're not matching some of those scores.
Well, you think about how those scores were made. It was just 2 big plays that resulted in the first 14 points ultimately for Mary Hardin Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
This last touchdown coming in on an offensive miscue for the Pirates. So SU still not out of it just yet. They're definitely within striking distance, but they have to get some positivity on this offensive series to make up for the mistake on the last offensive series.
Well, Travis Moore comes in at quarterback, and he'll have an empty set with 3 receivers at the top. He'll take the snap, roll to his right. I don't think he was quite ready for it. Pass intended for Ovalle near the 28, incomplete as he makes the reception attempt diving out of bounds there to stop the clock with 1:11, 2nd down. And is Moore going to stay in?
Yeah, that's the question here.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to stay in. They're going to give Travis Moore a series. He was able to score a rushing touchdown against Belhaven.
I know he definitely has the ability to run. I'm just wondering how that's going to fit into the game plan against a very aggressive defensive play calling. They're going to send the blitz again here.
Yeah, they know he's less experienced. And we'll have a timeout by the Pirates. And we'll take a quick break, and we will return here on SHN Sports. We'll be back. Welcome back to Georgetown. 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates. Travis Moore remains the quarterback for the Pirates. They have 3 receivers at the top of the formation, 2 on the near side. Check that. Gilpin back into the game for the Pirates after the timeout. Maybe he had an equipment issue or something. Crusader defense kind of drops into coverage. Gilpin rolls to his right, flips it to Ovalle, and he had the receiver there, but pretty good play by the defensive back Keith Gibson as he reaches out and pokes it away from Ovalle. Otherwise, that would have been a 1st down Pirates.
Oh, definitely. Much needed, but again, it's a hard defense to break. This is, again, the best team in the nation.
Well, we talked about it before the game. No one on listening to the broadcast, was privy to our conversation, obviously, but we think this Crusader team could beat a lot of Division II teams and really play with some Division I teams.
Well, they have some Division I transfers on their squad, so they definitely got the capabilities to hang. That's for sure.
Well, Gilpin has another empty set. He's going to bring Ocon and motion. He'll take the snap, drop straight back, kind of roll to his right. A little bit of time he's having to roll towards the sideline, and he'll hit Ovalle for a completion near the 30. He'll be forced out of bounds by Gibson again, and it'll be 4th down and 5, and the Pirates will bring out Will Herbst to punt.
That is scary. Not only did they have the defensive pressure with their line, but they were perfectly in sync in their secondary, so their zone coverage was on point for Mary Hardin-Baylor. And that's what, championship teams are made of. They are able to show defensive schemes like that.
Well, they have a head coach who is a defensive-minded coach. Earps takes the snap, and he gets a nice punt off. It's going to be fielded by Sims, and he'll carry it up this seam over midfield where he's going to be wrapped up in Pirate territory right around the 45. On the stop is going to be number 22 for the Pirates, Brandon Jennings. Jennings, the offensive captain for the Pirates this season. It's a rigorous process to become a captain. You have to nominate yourself and provide examples of your leadership as well as other things that demonstrate that you can take on that role. And it is the team that votes you in. The running back with King is going to be Cormier, and they'll hand to Cormier, and he'll carry straight behind left guard and spin his way forward over the 40 to about the 36. Looked like that was J.J. Slack on the tackle. It's going to be a gain of 9, 2nd and 1, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. I highly doubt the Crusaders will get a snap off in the next 2 seconds. And we'll take a break heading into the second quarter where it'll be 2nd and 1 when we return for the Crusaders. We'll be right back on SHN. Welcome back to Georgetown, where the Crusaders have a 2nd down and 1. Cormier, the running back, with King in the backfield for the Crew. 2 receivers here on the near side, and H-back as well, and receiver near the top. Fake to Fournier. Ball's in the air. It's intercepted by the Pirates. Ball's on the ground. That was number 23 for the Pirates, Jackson Reese, who grabbed the interception and then lost the handle, and it's recovered by the Crusaders. And just when you think there's going to be a break for the Pirates, it goes the other way.
Yeah, he practiced the tip drill but did not practice the ball handling drill afterwards.
Tuck it high and tight.
Unfortunate, again, for the Pirates there. And like you just said, I really thought something was going to break their way. They needed a big defensive play. They got half of it, but then things turning well for the Crusaders.
Hand off to Cormier straight ahead from King, and there quickly with the stop is big number 90, Noah Clarkson out of Magnolia.
The Hulk. What a tackle.
He looks a little hulkish. Going to be no gain on that play as we get here into the second quarter. The Crusaders getting near field goal range. They have a very good kicker in Anthony Avila. Cormier will remain the running back with King. 2 receivers here on the near side of the formation. We have 1 receiver in the H-back at the top. They'll hand to Cormier going to the left. He cuts up inside. He's at the 15-10. He'll get knocked down right around the 10-yard line and got a little bit further, and that's Alec Gomez putting a shoulder into him.
El Jefe, that was a, hey, I'm bringing it hit.
Well, he was, making his way downfield, and it was pretty much a touchdown-saving tackle there from Gomez. And the Crusaders come out in formation, and they'll have a timeout call by the Pirates with 13:27 remaining here in the half. It's a big series here.
Well, let me tell you what happened. It's because J.J. Slack came up, and he looked to have been hanging on to that right elbow, right shoulder area, and he came off late. And
they were short.
They were trying to figure out who to send on, and it looked like they were missing somebody. So the Pirates, unfortunately, having to utilize this timeout to kind of just smooth things over before this next play started. And that's what was causing this delay here.
This is one of those things that you're taught from a young age as a football player, is to pay attention to the guy that plays your position that's out on the field, because you just never know if something's going to happen and he needs to come out and you've got to go in, and who knows what happened, but somebody wasn't quite ready.
Well, Slack is tough. So he got up and it looked like he was ready to try to line up, but then he thought of it and was like, no, I can't go, and was trying to get off late.
Well, hopefully he'll be okay. Cormier remains the running back for King. Two receivers here on the near side of the formation, one at the top with the tight end in an H-back slot. Though King keeps it after riding Cormier for about 1.5 yards, and he's going to spin his way down near the 5-yard line. He's going to be stopped by Jason Lund, number 94, for the Pirates. It'll be second and goal from about the 5.5, maybe 6-yard line. Looks like they're going to put him at the 6. And it looks like going to be a 2-back set here for the Crew. Cormier along with Afonso Thomas. Those are two dangerous backs in the backfield with King.
I don't expect him to get cute here. It's probably just going to be a power run, right side.
Yeah, big package in right now.
You got the tight end in a slot here on the right, but they're going to flip it to the back corner of the end zone. Incomplete there. Number 23 defensively for the Pirates. Jackson Reese gets in there and breaks up that pass.
Jackson Reese, he said, "This is my island. You ain't catching it today."
Well, and it is a very you're very exposed out there as a corner on the island. You either make a great play or you end up with a penalty, or there could be a score, and it's oftentimes not a lot you can do about it. If it's a good pass, it's on target, and the receiver able to get up. The two running backs still in the backfield with King. There's the snap, and they're going to hand to Cormier. Nope, it fakes to Cormier, and King runs straight ahead for the score. It's now 26-3 with 12:31 remaining here in the first half, and the Pirates are a little bit reeling here, as they've been able to kind of manage holding the Crusader offense a little, but the Crusaders just have too many weapons.
Play call wise, I was interested because I'm not a big fan of the end zone fade to the back post. A lot of people do like that play call. I like it if you have a wide receiver that can win one-on-one battles, as this kick isn't any good.
It bounces off the upright, and it's caught by one of the Pirates. That's Elijah Norris, and he's running down the sideline. Pirates are encouraging him to continue to run, but I believe if it comes off of the upright, it's just no good and not something that can be returned.
No, but it's great heads-up play, though.
You don't want to take that up. I mean, if you get an opportunity for 2 points, you take it.
In this game, you need all the points you can get. Take what you can get. Unfortunately, you like to see the effort. Unfortunately, it's not going to result in any points. But that does make it slightly less of a lead to try to have to overcome for Southwestern.
Well, and that's the second missed extra point for the Crusaders here in the first half. The first was just simply wide left. That one hits the upright, and as I was just moments ago bragging on Anthony Avila, he's having a little hard time with the PAT portion.
The score may be 26-3, but, I mean, if you really look at it, it's still a 3-possession game, right?
That's correct.
So if the D can step up, if the offense can go down and score, and we need a touchdown. But,
sure.
If we can go down and score, get a 2-point conversion, and the D can hold, and you never know.
Pirates do get the ball back to open the second half, so a touchdown would be ideal. Maybe 2 here in the last 12 and a half minutes of the first half would cut into that lead and certainly wrestle momentum away from the Crusaders. So Avila will come in to kick off. Back deep to receive is going to be number 4, Elijah Norris, and number 3, Austin Castilleja. Avila's kick's going to go into the end zone and out of bounds. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Pirates at the 25-yard line. And they've pretty much started at the 25 in all of their offensive series, except for when they forced a punt by the Crusaders.
Yeah, the starting field position has been about a quarter of the way through to the end zone for pretty much, like you mentioned, every offensive play. It's all about coming out and limiting mistakes here on this drive, as last time it was unfortunate. It was just one of those passes that got deflected.
And they need to capitalize on the Crusader mistakes. Gomez in at quarterback. He's going to hand to Jaquan Marion going to the right, and there's just a whole battalion of Crusaders over there on the left side to prevent much. It looks like he's actually going to lose a yard on the play, 2nd and 11.
My concern is Pirate offensive-wise, they're going to try to get too one-dimensional just to try to keep the score respectable. And I would like to see him kind of take some of the locks off the offense and try to see if you can catch him deep. You know they're going to give you the man-to-man coverage. They're not respecting the Pirates at the line.
Gomez takes the snap, carries straight ahead up over the 25, and he's popped pretty good there in the hole by the Crusaders' number 25, Micah Hackett. He's going to get a gain of about 2 yards on that play. They're going to mark it at the 26, which will make it 3rd and 9. And this is the down and distance that you really want to avoid, 3rd and long. But you got to convert here if you want to keep that potent Crusader offense off the field. Marion, the running back, with Gomez at quarterback. Gomez will flip it in the flat to Marion. He'll carry it straight ahead, spin his way for a first down. That'll be first down Pirates. Number 25 there on the stop, Micah Hackett. But they're going to mark the ball at the 36. And, 3rd and 9, if you can convert it, great. But you'd still rather it be 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Quan on that play and got the first down. It's a huge first down conversion.
Good play call. Even better touch on the pass to just lay it in there to allow the one-handed catch to take place.
And then great effort by Marion after he made the reception to pick up the first down. Gomez takes the snap, rolls to his left, stiff arms one of the defenders, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds.
Lost his lid.
He might have gained about a yard there on the play there. Number 9 on the stop, Titus Dunk. And if Gomez loses his helmet, they're going to have to bring in somebody else, and they do. It's going to be Joseph Lara out of McAllen. He's a 6'1", 200-pound sophomore. And Pirates have a few quarterbacks on their roster, a few more than a couple of years ago when J.J. Slack had to step in. So Lara with Marion, he'll drop straight back, hit Marion in the flat, and it bounces out of Marion's hands incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 10-12. It'll be 3rd and 9 again for the Pirates. We'll see if they're able to convert on this 3rd and long. Looks like Gomez is ready to go back into the game for the Pirates.
Those are the type of plays that you can't have if you want to try to compete. I mean, you can't drop the ball on a 10-yard dump pass to the running back.
Well, the running back is now Gianni Taisegwe with number 8, Gomez, and Gomez able to complete the pass to Taisegwe.
Good hands by Taisegwe as he almost had to pick it up off the ground. And that's, again, having to be attributed because of the pass rush that was put on by Mary Hardin-Baylor, forcing Gomez to have to throw off his back foot.
It almost looked like the Pirates had called a screenplay there, and it was even so, there was still too much pressure for Gomez to get off a decent enough pass. So Will Herbst will come in to punt. Back deep to receive the punt's going to be Aaron Sims and number 7, KJ Miller. Herbst gets a nice punt off. It's going to be fielded at the 20 by Sims. He's going to move to his left at the 18, up over the 20, 25. He stops and moves back to his left around the 30, where he's going to get wrapped up. Number 7 on the stop for the Pirates, and that's going to be Peyton Vaughn. It'll be first down for the Crusaders from the 30.
This is going to be a huge series for the defense if you want to try and stay in this ball game, because anything less than a stop is going to be bad.
Even a field goal here, puts the Crusaders just shy of 30 points in the first half. So you're going to do what you can to get a stop.
Well, they did have an interception on the last series. Defensively, did the Pirates. It was just that the Crew was able to force a fumble after the interception.
Right, to keep that drive alive. They'll bring Miller in motion. They're going to hand to Thomas straight ahead, and he spins his way over the 35, breaks a tackle, and he's going to pick up the first down near the 41. There on the stop is going to be number 9, Patrick Nicholas.
Yeah, we got a player that's limping off of the field here, and he's not going to be able to make it. Big old number 99 for the Pirates.
We'll hope that it's just a cramp or something. It's a pretty humid evening. That's Seth McCrum out of San Antonio for the Pirates, and both teams will move to the sidelines to discuss strategy during this injury timeout. We'll stay here with the broadcast as we.
Well, I guess the elephant in the room right now is speculation at the quarterback position for Southwestern here going forward. Gilpin, the starter here tonight. We've seen Gomez. We've seen Lara also into this game running. And we've seen, 4 quarterbacks here tonight from Southwestern so far. Offensively, we haven't seen the Pirates attack downfield too much. But the running game, they're trying to build it little by little. And they've had some really good success when it comes to the screen passes. But this Mary Hardin Baylor defense, they're very well disciplined. They do a really good job at staying at home, especially the defensive ends. So it forces, at the time, Gilpin to stay in the pocket when his elusiveness is a little bit more of his game. And the secondary for Mary Hardin Baylor, just to give you all an idea at home what you're seeing. I mean, they're just perfectly disciplined. If they go zone defense, they're all in the right zone. They don't get misconstrued with the man in motion. They're very well coached, and you can see why this is the top team in the nation at Division III.
Yes, they're a well coached and deep football team. They have a lot of size and a lot of talent, and you can see why they're picked to win the conference as well as the number 1 team in the country. So looks like McCrum's going to be able to get off under mostly his own power. Maybe an ankle. It's hard to speculate from up here, but Pirates will bring in a replacement, and the defense will get ready to take on the Crusaders here, who will have the ball 1st and 10 after the first down carry.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing extremely serious, but he obviously is in some discomfort as he's being helped off the field.
Us big guys, it's hard to put weight on a leg injury.
Us big guys, I don't know what you're talking about, my friend.
Well, I was just referring to myself. So.
I just say it because I'm like 5'7".
I like to include everybody, though.
I do feel like I'm 6'3" most of the time, though.
So it's Thomas in the backfield with King. There's the snap. They're going to hand to Thomas straight ahead, and he has a little bit of a crease, breaks a tackle at midfield, and dives into Pirate territory around the 46. It's going to be number 11 on the tackle, Peyton Ludeman.
And Thomas is the real deal at running back. He has it all. Elusiveness.
You talk
plus
about
power.
getting skinny in a hole, man. That wasn't a very big hole.
But the explosiveness, he hit it hard, and he hit it right where he had to. There was no room for error.
So he'll remain the running back with King. They'll hand to Thomas once again. He carries over the 45, spins his way near the 42. There on the stop for the Pirates is going to be number 31, Jamarcus Ross out of Orange, Texas.
The running backs that are always the most impressive, it's not always the Barry Sanders type. It's the ones that get hit and then can get you a couple of more yards each and every time afterward.
Yeah, they'll pinball their way between the tackles.
Thomas, he's a physical runner. That's for sure.
So King and Thomas in the backfield. They got two receivers at the top of the formation, one here on the near side, tight end on the near side. King drops straight back, looks to throw, pass complete to Miller. He'll carry it for a first down inside the 30 to the 29. They're on the tackle for the Pirates is number 4, Elijah Norris.
It was a safety blitz put on by the Pirates that just got there late, and you have to give credit to King. He saw it the whole way through and stepped up and delivered a good ball.
Well, so 7:23 and counting in the half as the Crusaders are nearing the red zone of the Pirates, trying to add to their lead. Thomas, the running back, with King.
Watch the run here to the strong side.
And they'll hand to Thomas on the left side. And Century kind of had an opportunity to cut him down and missed that tackle, but Alec Gomez there to clean it up for the Pirate defense. Minimal gain, if any. Looks like they're not going to give him any yardage there, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Crusaders, who will be quickly on the line of scrimmage.
See, every now and then I got that Tony Romo in me. But the RPO is very popular at this level.
It is. Fake there to Thomas, throw into the flat to Miller. He'll make the reception at the 30, carries up over the 25 to the 19, where he's going to be very close to the first down. Looks like he may have it. Jamarcus Ross on the stop for the Pirates.
They are giving the Crusaders a first down.
Clock still moving at 6:15 here in the half. Play clock at 21 seconds and counting. Thomas remains the running back with King. Two receivers, top of the formation. Single receiver here on the near side is Brenton Martin. King fakes to Thomas, looking to throw on the left side. Great play there by Elijah Norris to break up what could have been a touchdown pass intended for Miller. It looks like they're targeting Miller on this series. That's the 3rd target in a row. He's made 2 of those catches, and that one there broken up by Elijah Morris, where he essentially saved a touchdown.
Oh, definitely. Great play by Morris as he was put on the island. He made the adjustment. That was the most impressive thing, is that the ball was thrown in the air. He saw that he was out of position and had the makeup speed and the positioning to get right where he needed to be.
It was a well-timed jump as well. King fakes to Thomas, looking to throw as he runs to his left. Again, Miller, the intended receiver. Norris there defensively, but Miller able to come down with it for the score, and that's a big score for the Crusaders and one that will hurt the Pirates as it will take the lead to 32-3, a 29-point score.
Well, you know, as well as I know, you've been doing this long enough, everybody commits the curse of the commentator at some point. And you had just mentioned
what a great play. And Norris was in position as well.
They picked on him again, and they went to the wide receiver, 4 times in a row, saying, we're going to get this play. Just give us some time.
Avila's extra point, or check that. They brought in a new kicker. That's Brandon Cunningham. I guess Avila missed 2 extra points, and they brought in Cunningham, and he knocked that one through. It's now a 33-3 game with 5:37 remaining in the half.
I kind of feel if you're a kicker, your job is always on the line, especially with the team that has, well, we've seen the depth of the team, not just what they have at each position, but the fact that Mary Hardin-Baylor has, about 100 kids on JV?
Well, it was more than that. We were at the game on Monday, and it was an incredible number of guys. In fact, when I printed out Mary Hardin-Baylor's roster, I didn't expect it to be 11 pages long. And what we bring here.
Oh, I thought you had one of those scrolls and it just kept on rolling like a Mel Brooks movie.
You know, their travel team is obviously fits on 2 sheets, but, you know, they have enough depth in their program that it took 11 pages.
Their JV team stretched from one 10-yard line to the other 10-yard line. And I know a family that has a kid that plays on their JV team, and they played 11 different quarterbacks in the JV game.
Yeah, it's some stiff competition to get into an opportunity to even play on the varsity at Mary. Well, it's pretty hard to get on the varsity here at Southwestern. Just imagine at Mary Hardin-Baylor. And so Avila will kick off. It's going to go into the end zone for yet another touchback. no reason to pull him out for kickoffs, even though he's missing those PATs. He's been able to basically put the Pirates on the 25 each time.
I mean, as a coach, that's a great problem to have.
Right.
That just shows that you have like specialists for specialists.
Right. Well, and that's, one of the situations. Remember, Mary Hardin Baylor is kind of a transfer school. You have kids that transfer in and transfer out. One of their players is now on the Texas Tech Red Raiders, so one of their players from last year. And then they just replace him with 2 or 3 other D1 kids. Quarterback takes the snap. It's going to be Gilpin. He sprints to his left and steps out of bounds after a gain of about 4 yards. They're going to mark him at the 29. There defensively, Jacob Mueller.
I mean, how scary is that? Big old Pete Smith wearing the number 94. Look at it. 6'2", listed at 260 pounds, and he almost went stride for stride with a much smaller Gilpin.
He's my size, but 10 times faster, which is kind of scary.
I mean, yeah, if you're playing quarterback, that is a scary proposition.
Gilpin takes a snap, flips it out to Ty Segway. He'll carry up over the 30 to the 32. It's going to be shy of the first down by about 3 yards. There defensively for the Crew, Micah Hackett with yet another tackle.
Yeah, you've been saying his name a lot here tonight. He absolutely crunched to Segway as he was getting brought down. Pursuit is a big thing on defense. It's all about getting to the football, making sure all 11 players are around the ball carrier, and that is something you see on each and every play with this Crusader squad.
Ty Segway will remain the running back with Gilpin. Gilpin takes the snap. Quick draw. It almost looked like it was a design draw, but Mueller able to come up and drop Gilpin for a loss of a couple there on that play.
Yeah, you saw Gilpin try to give him that shimmy in the hole. Just wasn't able to break down the defender who stood his ground, made a good tackle.
Coming into tonight's game, Mueller was the Crusader leader in tackles. He had 7 solo in 2 games and 10 total coming into tonight. So Will Herbst will come in to kick. Back deep will be Miller along with Aaron Sims. 3:59 and counting on the clock. Herbst rolls to his left, is able to get the punt off, and it's going to take a Pirate roll.
Keep rolling.
It's going to roll inside and be downed at the 24-yard line. So inside the 25 to the 24, and Austin Costilleja there to down the punt. And this is a huge series for the Pirate defenses. They can ill afford to give up any more points in this half.
It is, and it's a huge punt by Will Herbst, El Presidente. He is a huge weapon when your offense doesn't move. He's probably one of the best punters I've seen on college level in a while.
He was one of the preseason players to watch for the Pirates going into ASC play, along with Landry Gilpin. So King will have Thomas in the backfield, and they'll hand to Thomas straight ahead. He kind of cuts out to the left, and he's going to be wrapped up by Jackson Reese after a gain of about 4 yards.
Good tackling all around for the Pirates there. That's the pursuit we were talking about just moments ago, now being presented by Southwestern.
You know, when you play a team like the Crusaders, one of the things you're going to want to do is force them into situations where they have to continue to execute. You want to force long drives. You got to make tackles to do that. King hands off to Thomas, and he carries up over the 30 to the 31 before he's tripped up.
That's a good stop, though. Only hold him to about 2 yards on that carry.
And that was J.J. Slack coming up to make the tackle. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Let's see if the Pirates can get off the field here.
Slack on the attack. That was a great tackle.
Good to see him back in the game.
Yeah, hopefully they got whatever was going on with that elbow iced up and ready to go. King will take the snap, fake to Thomas, flip it into the flat to Miller. Quickly there to make the tackle is number 24 for the Pirates, Kadari Issa, but it's going to be a first down Crusaders.
Kate Dizzle, he was there pretty quick. No yards after catch on that one.
Miller did a good job of finding the line to gain and basically sitting down in that zone for the first down for the Crusaders. Thomas in the backfield with King. King takes the snap, drops straight back, looking to throw down the left sideline. He's got a man open down the seam, and it's caught by number 4, a deep completion. That's Aaron Sims on the reception, all the way down to the Pirate 23-yard line.
Yeah, give Aaron Sims a lot of credit. That catch wouldn't have been made if he didn't make the adjustment as the ball was thrown short. But King, he saw the rush, and you saw him little by little step up in the pocket and load up to make that throw.
He didn't really look at any other receivers either.
Didn't have to.
No. Thomas in the backfield with King. There's the snap. They'll fake to no, they hand to Thomas. He'll get outside, and he's tripped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Flips his way forward for about 2 yards. I didn't see who undercut him. Looks like it's probably Jackson Reese, but also out there for the Pirates, number 30, Micah Justice. You know, one thing we haven't seen in this game is penalties.
That's true.
1:23 remains in the half, clock moving. King takes the snap, fakes to Thomas, rolls to his right, steps up in the pocket, and flips it out into the open man, number 1. That's Martin, and he's going to carry inside the 5. Did he score?
No, he
Okay.
was short, but that's
Turf
what.
monster tackled him.
But that's what a good. Oh, when we.
Yeah, Slack's still in pain. Tough kid to even come out with an injury like that, but it looks like he may have to get more treatment. Minute 6 left here in the half. The score 33-3. We'll stay here with the broadcast, and
It's so tough to go against a running back like Thomas because even if you take the right angle, which the Pirates did take the right angle defensively there on the last play, his speed is just so impressive to stretch the field that he negates the angle. So even though you guess right as a defender, athletically, you're unable to shut him down.
right. Well, and they have so much depth at really all of their skill positions. It's evident tonight that they've targeted a couple of different guys on series like Miller in the last series that, you know, there's a lot of speed on the edges for the Crusaders, and they have good hands as well, and they run very, very good routes.
It's good to see J.J. Slack come off the field on his own power.
Hopefully he'll be ready for the second half here. Both running backs in the game now, Thomas along with Cormier. King has them on either side of him. They'll move the tight end to the right of the formation, fake the handoff, and King will carry straight ahead for the Crusaders score with 53 seconds remaining in the half. It's now 39-3. Point after attempt coming up. And that Crusader offense is just clicking right now.
Yeah, you knew the big quarterback was going to get his eventually. They've been utilizing him on the throw, making him hand off most of the time, or at least that's what he has been reading. That's really one of the few times he's decided to tuck it and run, try to get some of his own glory. And understandable right before the end of the half, he might be done after this.
Well, and with the lead that's been built up by the Crusaders, I would not be surprised to see the second unit come out. But at the same time, you know, this is a team that is continually working on. They're like the Alabama of D3.
That's a good way of putting it.
They play to a standard. Their competition always isn't to their liking, and so they'll play to a standard as opposed to playing down to an opponent. And, you know, I'm sure Simpson College feels that way after dropping the opener with them.
But that is one of the things about playing, about being such a great team like Mary Hardin Baylor has been over the years. It's just that to keep it at that level, to always replenish it, is so difficult because of the expectations that are going into it. But they keep on they've been able to do it almost year after year.
Well, Brandon Cunningham will come in for his second point after attempt. Snap hold kick is up, and it looks like it will be good, so it will be a 40-3 score with a little under a minute left here in the half. We're at 53 seconds. We'll give a shout-out to the sponsors. They are Antioch Georgetown, Chapel Realty Group, Roger Chapel, Chick-fil-A, Chisholm Trail Pediatrics, CJ's Catering, Hewlett Chevrolet Buick Volkswagen, Double Dave's Pizza, Eagles Wings Home Services, First Texas Bank, Gary Brown CPA, Georgetown Commercial Properties, Georgetown Shirt Company, Georgetown Title, Groove Line Productions, HEB, Hello Georgetown, John F. Lewis CPA, Mighty Fine, Minutemen Press Waterboy Graphics, Primerica Financial Solutions Derek McGill, Ross and Champion CPAs, Rudy's, St. David's Georgetown Hospital, Schlotsky's, Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center, Stephanie Featherstone State Farm, Upstream Investment Partners, Scott Olson, Whataburger, and Wolf Ranch. Thank you, sponsors. Avila to kick for the Crusaders, and he gets a deep one. It's going to be fair caught by Elijah Norris around the 6, and the Pirates will have it once again at the 25. And Elijah Norris, it looked a little frustrated, like he wanted to maybe return that one.
He did.
But,
It's understandable. You have to have that mentality as a kick returner. I mean, the best ones in the game from all time, Deion Sanders,
right.
Devin Hester, they always wanted the ball in their hand to try to make a play. So I get the frustration that he's feeling.
Yes, he wants to make a big play and try to swing some of the momentum to the Pirates. So the running back is going to be Jaquan Marion with Landry Gilpin in the backfield. Gilpin takes the snap. He'll hand to Marion on the right side. He is able to break a tackle at the 25 and carry it up to about the 27, where he's tackled by guess who, number 25, Micah Hackett.
That was one of the best 3-yard runs I've seen in a long time.
He had a couple of Crew defenders bounce right off of him and was able to keep going forward. Pretty good running back for a freshman, getting a lot of carries here early in the season for the Pirates. Clock moving at 24 seconds, second down and 7. Gilpin with Marion in the backfield. They'll hand to Marion. He's going to get tripped up pretty quickly. Number 90 there defensively, Josh Patterson. It's going to be third down as there's no gain, and Pirates will be content to let the first half clock expire, and we'll be back for the second half. Stay tuned. See what the Pirates can do in the second half to cut into this lead. The Crusaders on top, 40-3 at half on SHN Sports. For Justin Simmons, John Cracy, and Rich Hensley and Mickey Holden, we'll be back here on SHN Sports for the second half. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Georgetown, Texas. I'm Chuck Cracy, joined by John Cracy and Justin Simmons, our producer, Rich Hensley, and on camera, Mickey Holden, here on SHN Sports, bringing you the University of Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders paying a visit to the Southwestern University Pirates. The Crusaders on top here at half, 40-3, as we get ready to open the third quarter. Crusaders going to be kicking off because they won the toss to open the game and accepted the football. Avila to do the honors. He's had several kicks that were into the end zone, and even the ones not into the end zone, the Pirates have fair caught them. So haven't seen any kick returns from the Pirate kick returns. We'll see if that changes here in the second half. Back deep to receive the kick is Austin Castilleja and Elijah Norris. Avila's kick is deep and high. Norris will fair catch it at the 1. He, again, see a little bit of frustration from Elijah Norris, a competitor wanting to return that kick, but it's just too easy to take the ball on the 25-yard line and not worry about being tackled somewhere between where you fielded and the 25.
Yeah, I guess that's going to be the big thing for the players here in the second half is how much drive are you going to have to come out and play at your best level? Because you have to remember, essentially your job is on the line. Somebody can elevate themselves to the starting lineup with a good performance here in the second half.
Yeah, you've got to play with pride. Gilpin takes the snap, hands to Jaquan Marion, and he'll get wrapped up. And it looks like he may have been down, but it looks like the referee did throw the turnover beanbag onto the ground, and it will be Mary Hardin Baylor football after the fumble from Jaquan Marion. Coming up with the football for the Crusaders is number 54, defensive tackle Tristan Green out of Gladewater,
That's
Texas.
The last thing you needed to happen in the second half after the first half is to turn the ball over in the first offensive play.
But that was tough for Marion. You saw that he got wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, had his leg caught, and then he was hit again going on the way down, and his body was put in an awkward position. So
yeah, he was contorted as he was trying to twist out of that initial tackle. King has Thomas in the backfield with him. He'll take the snap, drop straight back. Step up a little bit in the pocket, deep down the middle. His pass is going to be complete around the 10-yard line to Miller. There defensively for the Pirates, number 24, Kadari Issa. So it's going to be first and goal Crusaders at the 10. Huge series here for the Pirate defense to try to prevent a touchdown. Alfonso Thomas in the backfield with King. King takes the snap, he'll fake to Thomas and flip it out into the flat to Miller.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That is a grown man's hit, well-timed and delivered with some real authority.
And that's Elijah Norris. You know, we talked about the competitiveness of Norris as a kick returner, wanting to return the kick, but going ahead and doing what's right for the team and taking that fair catch. But he comes out on defense and makes a couple of tackles. A good one there, as you mentioned. So second and goal, ball at the 7. It is Thomas in the backfield, and they'll hand to him off the right side, and he'll break through the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be in for the score. He just ran behind that big side, the right side of the offensive line, and Pirates were unable to stop him from breaking the goal line, and just quickly with 13:42 remaining here in the third period, it's now 46-3.
Yeah, it's his ability to get yards after the initial contact that has been giving Mary Hardin Baylor even more to utilize. But the Pirates had the right play call defensively. It was a blitz. It was just all running back.
Cunningham with the point after attempt. It's now 47-3. And the Pirates at this point, you know, you just want to be able to work on some things both offensively and defensively and fine-tune yourself for the remaining slate of ASC games.
It's all about putting yourself in good position the rest of the way through in conference play. That's what the Pirates are trying to get ready for. But offensively, it hasn't been the easiest of travels so far in this football game. Obviously, the first half they had their moments, but to start off the second half with a turnover, and then Mary Hardin Baylor just being able to capitalize on those turnovers.
Well, and that's one of the things that Mary Hardin Baylor does well is capitalize on your mistakes. And we talked about it in the first half. You really can't afford to give too many opportunities to the Crusaders, and the Pirates have had more than their share in this first half and early here in the third quarter. Avila coming in to kick off for the Crusaders. It'll be Castilleja and Norris back deep. Avila puts his foot into it. It's going to carry into the end zone and be fair caught by Castilleja. So the Pirates will start over with their second series here in the second half, and really it'll just be their second play, but it's going to be 1st and 10. So you have other ASC scores, John, or just other scores?
I got some Big 12 scores. Right now in the third quarter, we got Texas Tech up 38-14 on FIU. Right down the road on Interstate 35, you got Texas up 37-0 on Rice with a minute 38 left in the first quarter.
Gilpin takes the
half.
snap, hands to Ty Segway, and he'll carry for a nice gain of about 7 yards up over the 30 to the 32. That's a pretty good run play to open this series, making it 2nd down and 3, and Pirates quickly out of the huddle and back to the line of scrimmage. Tasagwe in the backfield with Gilpin. Gilpin takes the snap, and he'll hand to Gianni Tasagwe, who's carrying it to the left, and he slices his way really close to the first down marker. He's going to be marked about a half yard short. It's going to make it 3rd and 1.
I like the way that this kid plays. He has a real motor. He has good hands out of the backfield as well. And that's another thing that we have to look at going forward in this contest. Every play that is successive against this team, against the Crew, that's being successive against the best team in the nation.
That's
so
right.
if they can do that against them, I would feel that the Pirates can execute against anybody else in the conference.
Agreed. Gilpin to Sagway in the backfield. They'll hand to him. He'll carry up over the 35 to the 40, and he's got a nice little series going as they feed him the rock one more time. He'll carry it down to the 40-yard line. 1st down, Pirates.
And remember when we said that here in this second half, I feel that we're going to have some players step up for the Pirates that are going to get themselves into the contention for a starting job. It's runs like that, series like that, that make you feel that maybe Tasegwe might get to that starting RB1 spot.
Well, he's a 5'6", 152-pounder out of Pearland. They know how to play football down there in Pearland. They'll hand to him once again. He'll carry it up over the 40 and cut up near the 35 for another nice gain of 5 yards.
You have to give credit to the offensive lineman, too, because the O-line has the motor going, and when the Hogs are feeling it, just keep on feeding the running back the rock until the gas runs out.
And the linemen should end this game as tired as they've ever been. This is probably the biggest defensive line that they'll face throughout the season. And, they should be really sore tomorrow. Let's put it that way. 11:49 and counting. Gilpin, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands off to Ty Segway, and he's tripped up as he tries to bounce it outside. He's going to lose a couple of yards. Number 13 there with a nice play, Omari Frazier.
That was his 5th straight carry. He was able to get away from one, but great open field tackle to make sure they brought him down.
And you can see that he's got good muscle twitch, real quick one way and changing direction quickly. He's also not really huge, so he's able to slip through some small holes. But it's going to be 3rd down and 7 now for the Pirates, and they'll bring Tasegwe out, and they'll bring in – or check that, he's still in the game. He's the running back with Gilpin. Gilpin will drop straight back, and then he'll have to roll to his left as the pressure is too much. He'll air it out on the sideline for a completion to Ethan Powell.
What a catch.
And that'll be a 1st down for Ethan Powell, number 84, the big senior. Or check that, he's a junior, 6'5", 207-pounder out of Mason.
Well, after the COVID year, it's so hard to keep track of everybody's classifications, which is understandable.
Well, Bellhaven had basically a team loaded with fifth-year seniors. They were able to offer their players free graduate school to remain on the team.
Hey,
so,
that's a good way to get some high-quality education.
heck yeah.
I take it too.
Yeah, it'd be hard to pass up. Marion back in the game now at running back. Gilpin takes the snap and hands to Marion off left tackle, and he'll carry it to about the 40-yard line before he's stopped.
It was a good 4-yard run.
It was a nice run to shake off after that fumble to open the half, so it's got to feel good to get out there and get another carry. Pete Smith on the stop for the Crusaders is going to be 2nd and 6 for the Pirates.
Yeah, it's one thing to go into a game and knowing that you're probably going to come out on the short end of it, but you want to make sure that these kids don't lose any confidence after coming off of the win from last week, that you want to be able to build on the positives that they built in that game against Bellhaven, because you knew coming into this contest it was going to be difficult no matter what.
Tough. And they hand it to Marion coming back to the left. He picks up about 2, maybe 3 yards over the 40 to the 38, and he's going to be stopped there by number 23, Mark Gutierrez. Looks like the box is in the wrong spot, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 5 for the Pirates. 9:14 and counting, the play clock at 24. Costilleja out of the game, Ethan Powell into the game for the Pirates.
Take note, the Pirates have kept it on the ground this entire drive.
Except for the completion to Powell, who's back in the game. He's a big target, and that may be why he's there. There's the snap and the handoff to Gianni. Or check that. That's Oken on the carry. Nothing there. It's going to bring up 4th down. And this is an area of the field where down big, why not go for it here on 4th down? And it looks like the Pirates may do that.
I think you, as a coach, you got to make that call and try to get the first down, build a little momentum.
Well, and if you can get a first down here, that could equate to a long drive, burn clock, and potential points. So Oken, the running back, with Landry Gilpin in the backfield. Gilpin fakes to Oakham, and he's flushed out of the pocket to the left. He'll throw it deep down the left sideline. Pass intended for Powell. Looks like it may have been intercepted, and it was. The Crusaders, with essentially a long punt throw from Landry Gilpin, will take possession. There on the interception is going to be number 30, Chaka Watson. And so the Crusaders have the ball with 8:06 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth there, Chuck. It was essentially just as good as a punt. And what really impressed me was the way that Gilpin was able to sling that on the run.
That was a laser throw. He definitely has the significant arm strength as evidence, because that was mostly upper body on that spin. Cormier, the running back, with King in the backfield for the Crusaders, and they'll hand to Cormier going to the right. He'll carry it over to the 20, to the 25, where he's tripped up around the 27 by number 23, Jackson Reese. They're going to give him actually up to the 29. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Crusaders.
You know, the cornerback position, a lot of them, if you look at the NFL and things like that, they don't really like to hit. But I can tell you one thing about Jackson Reed. He ain't scared to go hit somebody.
Handoff again to Cormier, and he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Didn't see who that was exactly. It's going to be number 9 for the Pirates, and that is Patrick Nicholas. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. It looks like they're going to give him back to the line of scrimmage. If anything, it looked like he might have lost a yard, but 3rd and short for the Crusaders.
I can't imagine it will be anything too tricky to try to pick up the first down here.
They're going to feed Cormier. Cormier is a 5'10", 225-pounder. That's a bowling ball coming at you. King takes the snap, and he'll hand to Cormier straight ahead, and he runs into a bit of a wall, but he's going to get enough of a push to gain the first down at the 30. Getting up off the bottom there for the Pirates is going to be number 33, and that is Edmundo Suarez.
You know, I always hated it when coaches would say that it's a game of inches just because it's such a cliche, but it really is.
It really is.
And you saw that be no more true than what you just witnessed on the run right there.
We've seen it numerous times tonight, whether it's a pass completion or a tip. So King in a shotgun formation. I think that's Cormier in the backfield. It is, and they'll hand to him straight ahead. And he'll gain a couple of yards, maybe 3.
It's those yards after the contact. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage, but was able to turn backwards and keep on driving his feet. So he did pick up about 2.5.
Nick Hackett there on the tackle for the Pirates, the big senior defensive tackle, defensive team captain as well, number 77. So Cormier remains the running back for the Crusaders with King at quarterback. There's the snap. They'll fake to Cormier, and King will flip it into the flat. It's intended for number 4, Aaron Sims, and it's just off his fingertips, a little bit too tall. There was some pressure coming from Elijah Norris of the Pirates, which may have affected Sims' ability to catch that football as he heard footsteps coming with 5:28 remaining here in the third period.
It was definitely good pressure, but I was surprised. The first mistake that we witnessed from Mary Hardin Baylor on the sideline as he didn't catch the pass on the tip. I thought for sure he had it.
Well, it's 3rd down and 8 here, so the Pirates looking to try to get off the field. Fake to Cormier, and then a fake pass in the flat. King going to go down the seam. Pass is caught. What a catch by number 6, Romello Cook. It'll be a first down deep in Pirate territory. No, they're saying it's incomplete. He did not come down fully with the football, so it'll be 4th down. It looks like the chains were moving and everything.
Everybody thought it was a catch.
Which is a big faux pas for a college-level, even college-level chain crew. I mean, you see that in sub-varsity in high school where they got some JV guys running the chains, but not typically at this level. But they're able to set it all back up. It's going to be 4th and 7. The punting unit will come out for the Crusaders.
But I think even we thought it was going to be a catch, but apparently he had trapped it. But you saw that what King was able to do is he has the arm where he can stretch the field.
Jefferson Fritz comes out to punt for the Crusaders, and we're going to have a timeout. I didn't see who called it.
Don't be too surprised with Fritz back there. He is a good special teams player as well. He's also been all conference as a punter, so this is not surprising, but I would respect his athleticism as well back there.
What's surprising is that not only is he a punter and plays defense, but he also returns punts.
Yes.
Which is really an oddity that you don't see very often, where the punter is athletic. The Pirates have a very athletic punter in Will Herbst. He makes tackles and he'll take off running.
Punts.
Yes, he's not returning punts. That's reserved for the Austin Castillejas and J.J. Slacks of the world, who are back deep to try to receive this one from Fritz. Pirates adjust their defensive front, and they look like they're going to try to get a hand on this punt if possible. There's the snap, and they do get some pressure, not enough. It is a line drive kick fielded by J.J. Slack at the 18. He dances around up over the 20, spins his way close to the 25, where the Pirates will have it once again. First down, about where they start just about every series, around the 25-yard line. They're going to mark them at the 24.
I'm pretty sure their average starting field position is probably close to the 25-yard line.
It's going to be very close to there, if not just slightly beyond, if you consider the other punts that they forced in the first half. The Pirates will come out of the huddle on the sideline into formation. The running back with Landry Gilpin is number 25, UM Oken. Gilpin will take the snap and flip it out to Oken. in the flat, and he'll carry it up over the 25, gain of about 1 before he steps out of bounds. There defensively is going to be number 30, Chaka Watson. They're going to give him a gain of 2 on that reception, so it'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball now at the 26-yard line.
Fans have to also remember how difficult it can be for the offensive play calling, just because essentially, since there's no time to make a pass, it's hard to allow those receivers to go deep and try to take a play downfield. So the Pirates have essentially been forced to either run the ball or keep everything passing-wise very short into the flats.
Yeah, the old Houston Oiler run-and-shoot type offense is really all you're limited to here. Gilpin takes the snap, and too much pressure as he steps up into the pocket. It collapses around him. Numerous Crusaders there as Gilpin essentially is going to be tackled at the 21. So it'll be 3rd and 13 now for the Pirates as they continue to struggle against this Crusader defense.
Yeah, the Crusader defense just got their ears pinned back and are just flying to the ball.
Well, this is a good learning experience for the young players on the Pirate offensive line. It'll be something they can watch on film and refer to get better. Marion in the backfield now. Gilpin will take the snap, a hand to him, and he'll pick up about maybe a half a yard before he's knocked backwards. Leading the charge for the Crusaders, number 52, Kobe Giles. And it'll be 4th down now, and the punting unit will come out, and we'll see Will Herbst again back deep to receive. This kick is going to be number 4, Aaron Sims, along with number 7, KJ Miller. Both explosive returners for the Crusaders.
You do have to wonder if we have a trick punt in the works.
You never know with Will Herbst and the Pirate coaching staff. Herbst thinks about it. He's able to get his foot into it. It's going to be fielded by Sims over the shoulder as he continues backwards, and he's going to be wrapped up around the 25-yard line. And, of course, J.J. Slack, the tackler for the Pirates, making yet another special teams tackle.
It looked like he thought about making that run, but since the snap was low, he didn't get that opportunity to really pick up some speed.
Yeah, 13 yards is a lot to make. Herbst is athletic enough to carry 13 yards against most teams. The Crusaders, while it was kind of set up, I think it would have probably been effective had the snap been there.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, if it was a clean snap, maybe, but the team speed of the Crusaders also has to be respected, which is understandable.
King will take the snap here on 1st down. He'll hand to number 22 for the Crusaders, and he'll be tackled by J.J. Slack. That's Montana Miller on the carry.
That could have been real dangerous for Southwestern. They were going for broke on that defensive play call. A little bit of a 46-style defense, a la Buddy Ryan.
Yeah, that's correct. At this point, you got to try just about anything here to see what will work for you. And they'll hand off. Nope, they'll pull that handoff, and we do have a new quarterback out here. Is Tommy Bowden. I wonder if he's related to the other Bowdens. Probably not. So it is now going to be a 1st down for the Crusaders. Ball at the 35-yard line. There's 2:04 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Bowden fakes the handoff and throws it down the left sideline. That was almost an impossible catch to try to make over your shoulder like that. Intended for Jamal Hamilton. Elijah Norris there on the coverage for the Pirates.
Yeah, it's also a different look for the Pirates defensively as Bowden's a left-handed thrower. So, little things that can throw off defenses, which way quarterbacks like to roll, what you've seen for the majority part, how those snaps and those fake handoffs are going to be handled with this quarterback have now changed. So
right,
you have to make those adjustments.
All week long you're practicing for King, and then they bring in Bowden, and things are a little different. So Bowden will take the snap and flip it out into the flat. It is complete to Sims. He carries it up over midfield, He's going to be tackled around the 45-yard line of the Pirates by number 54. That's going to be Blaine Corkin.
Well, I will say this Bowden kid, though, has a nice zip on his passes, and he stood in there and was able to make a nice throw as it was right where it had to be on a clean delivery.
So the Crusaders back on the line of scrimmage here. Bowden, the quarterback, looks over his offense, takes the snap. He's going to hand to the running back straight ahead. Again, that's number 22, and he's moving the pile up over the 35 to about – or make that the 45 to about the 43.
Relentless running.
Yes, and that's you got to keep those legs churning as a running back, and Miller doing that for the Pirates here, getting his opportunities. He's a 5'9", 225-pound sophomore out of Garland. So he's going to Bowden's going to have two running backs here in this formation, two receivers here on the near side, one at the top of the formation. He'll move one of those running backs, Sims, in motion. He'll look that way and then turn and carry straight ahead, break through the line of scrimmage before he's knocked down by number 7 of the Pirates, and that's Peyton Vaughn. But he got a nice gain, probably about 8 yards, going to make it 3rd and 1, and we're about 10 seconds away from the third quarter ending, and it looks like the Crusaders will let that clock expire. John, you said you got some scores for the other ASC games?
I did find the web page, and with a final Trinity over Texas Lutheran, 51-14. Hardin Simmons looked like they might have struggled with Belhaven. The score was Hardin Simmons 21, Belhaven 16. Sol Ross and Austin College is the final. Austin College taking a 16-7 victory. And right now it looks like at East Texas Baptist in the fourth quarter they're up on McMurray 21-15. Howard Payne took care of business today, beating Hendricks College 55-21.
Surprising. Howard Payne not necessarily have had stellar football runs in the last 5 years or so.
That's the next matchup for the Pirates, right? It's Howard Payne.
No, traveled to Abilene to go play McMurray.
Oh, that's right, McMurray. That's a 4 p.m. game next Saturday. Make sure you tune in. If in between there, we'll have the SU Football Weekly presented by the Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center. Make sure you tune in Wednesday at 6 p.m. for that. Bowden takes the snap. He'll hand to the running back straight ahead. Ball looked like it came loose, and maybe the Pirates have it.
The Pirates got it.
That's Montana Miller that got hit as he
Slack on the attack, baby.
And Nick Hackett with the football. I haven't seen a signal, but it does look like, yes, and they're getting a football from the Pirate sideline, which would indicate Pirate football on the 32, 33-yard line. And those are the kind of plays you can build on.
Yes, exactly. And those are the type of plays that the Pirates are going to need next week on the road if they expect to have victory.
Huge hit by J.J. Slack. Threw his shoulder into the running back's arm. Ball came out. And Nick Hackett, Dr. Hackett, with the fumble recovery.
He's playing pretty well this evening in tall order with both lines for the Crusaders. Really looking like D1 offensive and defensive lines here. So the Pirates will come out in formation. Gomez in at quarterback. He'll fake the handoff to Oakham. Just stood in the pocket. There's going to be a flag down. It's in the area where it's just typically a hold, which that may be the first penalty flag I've seen tonight.
That's a good point. And that's one of the things that the Pirates had to work on coming into this contest. It's just that from the tape that I saw in the first two games, it's just penalties were abundant, but they have been much more disciplined and hanging with the number one team in the nation here tonight when it comes to those penalties. So if you want to start nitpicking for some of those positives to come away from the game, one of them has been the lack of penalties committed by the Pirates.
Well, and that penalty declined by the Crusaders. They'll take the result of the play, which is actually a probably 2 or 3 yards in the direction positive account for the Pirates, but the problem is they lose it down. Gomez takes the snap and carries straight ahead. Nothing there on the right side. He'll get back to that line of scrimmage before he's tackled. There on the stop, number 54, Tristan Green. So it will be third down and significant. The Pirates need to get to the 42-yard line. And Gomez about halfway to the sideline to get the play call will come out. There's about 15 seconds and counting 13 on the play clock. Game clock at 13:44.
The play clock is down to 5. We're going to have to get this game.
Well, they'll hand to Okun, and he'll carry into the line of scrimmage. He kind of jumps into the air where Mark Gutierrez was waiting for him, and he'll drop him for minimal gain there. It'll be fourth down.
Oh, that was definitely an Arn Anderson spinebuster if I've seen one.
Well, I was waiting for the wrestling reference at some point.
I wanted to go old school with it. It wasn't necessarily a rock bottom, but that did remind me of something that you would have saw from Tully Blanchard or one of the old Four Horsemen.
Oh, for sure, and that did not look like it felt very good either. So Herbst will come in to punt. Back to receive the punt is going to be Aaron Sims along with number 7, KJ Miller. Herbst will roll to his left and gets his foot into it. Sims will back up and field it at the 29 and runs back to the 25, runs across field. There's a flag. It's likely an illegal block. Sims will get outside and carry up near midfield where Herbst will make sure he's out of bounds. But the penalty flag is be at the 26, and it is going to be against the Crusaders. So they'll step it off from the spot of the foul, be a 10-yard penalty unless it was some kind of chop block, which would make it a 15-yard penalty. Likely the Crusaders will be starting on their 16 here with 12:37 remaining in the game.
I had some questions because I saw the first illegal block, but then the second one where the guy had his hands up and was like trying not to touch anybody.
Blocked like that.
But then blocked him with his shoulder, and still that was on that guy's back. So it was still an illegal block. So there was 2 of them on that play.
And I think that block in the back was worse than the block
first
in the
one.
back that they threw the penalty on.
Yeah, because
Well, they threw 2 penalties. But they were at the same spot essentially.
that's true. That's what it was.
So, neither one was more beneficial to accept than the other. Crusaders will come out in formation. Bowden will remain the quarterback. He has 2 running backs.
And it looks like some of the second unit for the Pirates is getting a chance to get on the field here.
You got to work that depth as well. They'll send one of the running backs in motion. Bowden thinks about throwing, carries straight ahead, breaks into the open, breaks a tackle at the 23. He's at the 30. He's up 40, 45, 50. He's down the left sideline 30, and, man, he's fast. 15-10, touchdown Crusaders. I don't see any flags down, and the Crusaders add to their lead here with 12:23 remaining in the fourth period.
He's got some wheels.
Yeah, that was surprisingly fast speed, and he's also a pretty good-sized quarterback as well. Not quite as big as King, but Bowden showing that he has quite a bit of speed on the outside there.
Well, he showed the power by being able to break the tackle, because if the
Yes.
tackle is made, the stop is, maybe a 3-yard gain.
Right.
But after that, there was nobody back there for the Pirates to help out. And then he just showed his speed as he was able to pull away from the rest of the oncoming attackers.
Brandon Cunningham to kick the point-after attempt for the Crusaders, and he's been doing the honors since the typical kicker, Avila, had missed a couple, and he hasn't missed any since he came in, taking advantage of his opportunities, and the Crusaders are up now 54-3 on the Pirates, 12:23 remaining. Pirates will try to regroup here on the sideline and get ready for this kickoff. Avila likely to come out and do the honors as he's done all game, really pinning the return game of the Pirates into, forced fair catches or touchbacks almost every kickoff.
I had them as one of the keys coming into this contest. I had Southwestern special teams having to play at their highest level, because they were good in the last game against Belhaven, but they haven't had a chance to have any punts or any kicks returned. And that really does take away a bit of the spark that this Pirates team can create.
So Avila does come out back deep to receive now as different kick returners now. We'll see if they'll have an opportunity to return. It's Jaquan Marion back there along with Elijah Norris is still back there. So they pulled Castilleja and put Jaquan Marion in, and it's going to be Norris with a return. He'll have an opportunity up over the 20, cuts up at the 25, and he'll get a few extra yards than what would have resulted from a fair catch. So give him credit. He's able to get the ball up to the 27-yard line where it'll be first down.
All right, let's see what the Pirates can do on offense here. It's all about just getting one play after another right now, looking for the little positives here in the fourth quarter, because this can set your tone for the matchup next week on the road in Abilene.
Yeah, you just want to take pride in each play and make sure you're executing your job and that positive results come from each one. Tasegi in the backfield. Gomez fakes the handoff to him, tries to hit the receiver in the slot. That's Jeremiah Richardson. Pass a little bit tall off his fingertips. Incomplete.
A bit of happy feet, and not too much, but he never really got settled. And a big reason because of that is the prolificness of the defense from Mary Hardin Baylor. I mean, anybody that's been playing quarterback today for SU has been smacked around a lot. So I can understand wanting to get the ball out of your hands quickly.
Yeah, and that pocket collapses fast. Gomez takes the snap, flips it out to Ty Segway, and he'll carry it up over the 30 to the 32-yard line. He's going to be about 5 yards short of the line needed for a first down.
That was good concentration by number 32 on that catch.
Yeah, Gianni Tasegwe. So it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Pirates here. Looks like Ty Segway will remain the running back, Gomez the quarterback for the Pirates. About 15 seconds on the play clock, 11-13 and counting here in the game. 3 receivers, top of the formation, 1 here on the near side. Gomez takes the snap, drops straight back, looks for Powell, who's nice catch by Powell. They're going to say he was out of bounds. I think that's probably a poor call because he was definitely up, able to get the catch. It looked like that right foot was down. I mean, you only need one down here in college football, but they're going to say he was out of bounds. Maybe that back heel was on the line. 10:59 remaining. The punting unit comes out for the Pirates. Sims will be back along with Miller to receive the punt, and Will Herbst will come in to do the honors for the Pirates. You just want to get more reps with your offense, and the Pirates have struggled against what is probably the best defense in the country. Nice punt from Herbst. It's going to bounce up around the 19 and out of bounds. They're going to put the ball at the 21-yard line for the Crusaders. It'll be first down with 10:51 remaining in the game.
Yeah, you take your bright spots where you can get him, and he has been excellent kicking this ball away from the punting position.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find a better punter in the ASC than Will Herbst.
That was a huge punt.
He may be able to continue that as a profession beyond college football, because besides the NFL, which is very difficult for anyone to make it in, there are other professional leagues that need punters. We'll see if that's something he wants to do beyond college. Let's see, do we have a new quarterback? We do. And that quarterback will flip it into the flat complete to number 18. The new quarterback is going to be Ryan Redding. He is a 5'11 senior out of New Braunfels. He will get a completion on his first pass in this game. Gain of 3. Pass was completed to DJ Weaver. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Cormier, the running back for the new quarterback, Redding. Redding will have 2 receivers here on the near side, the wide side of the formation, 1 at the top, along with the H-back. They'll bring the H-back here to the wide side. In motion, he'll set up. The handoff will go to Cormier off the left side. He'll break into the open, and he breaks a couple of tackles over the 40 to the 45 where he's finally tackled by Kadari Issa. Clock continuing to move at 9:47. Crusaders have a 1st and 10 creeping up on midfield.
This is the other thing for the Pirates, just because the offense really was never able to get going here tonight. Whoever is on defense has been forced to play a lot of snaps.
Yeah, they're dog-tired, you know it. The new running back will come in for the Crusaders, Montana Miller. He fumbled in the last series. Pirates were able to get that recovery. Redding, the quarterback, he'll take the snap and hand to Miller, fake to Miller, and then roll to his left, and he'll tuck it and run midfield, and he'll step out of bounds just shy of the line needed for the 1st down there to make sure he got out of bounds is number 30, Micah Justice. They're going to mark him 2 yards shy at the 47-yard line. He'll need the 45 here. 2nd down. Redding, the quarterback. Cormier, the running back. I'll make that Miller the running back. Crew taking their time, burning as much of the game or play clock as they can. They'll hand to Montana Miller straight ahead, and he'll dive over the 45 to about the 42, cut down by Jackson Reese, but not before he picks up a 1st down for the Crusaders.
You know, we talked about Reese earlier in this game. I love the motor that kid has. He's, like Jack said, he's one of those guys that's willing to go in from the corner position, which you don't normally see, and willing to get in there and make a tackle. He
makes a lot of tackles from that position. You don't see them that often. Most tackles from cornerbacks are shoving the receiver out of bounds generally. Miller, the running back. Check that. Cormier, the running back. They'll fake to him. Redding will tuck it. There's nothing there as Nick Hackett wraps him up.
Dr. Hackett.
It's going to have to be considered a sack. He may share that sack with number 30 for the Pirates, Micah Justice. So the loss on the play is going to push the line of scrimmage to the 44-yard line where it'll be 2nd and 12.
See, that was a good play by the defense.
Right, build on that.
Like, if you go back and, like, I'm sure the coaching staff has somebody that can do this, but you go back, you can cut out a lot of positive plays here and put it into one tape and see what you can build on.
And they'll do that. They'll do that tomorrow. Redding rolls, and he's going to get wrapped up
like
for a sack there, number 54, to get the quarterback to the ground for a loss is going to be Blake Corkin. And the line of scrimmage is all the way back to the 49. The Crusaders need to get to the 32 of the Pirates here to continue this drive. Probably 2-down territory if you're the Crusaders here, although they may bring out their punting unit if they're not able to convert here.
I think if you're the Crusaders, it's all about what do you want to show on tape.
Right.
You don't want to give away too much at this point in the season.
So Redding will take the snap. He'll drop straight back, looking to the left. He flips it close to a 1st down, but a couple of Pirates there to wrap him up shy at the 36-yard line. And there's a little bit of extracurricular as Elijah Norris comes out with the football. It looked like that's probably was a little bit of a battle over the ball, and Crusaders and Pirates getting a little chippy here late with 6:18 and counting on the clock.
You know, I know there's a subsect of fans that are like, hey, you're already down. There's no reason to do anything silly. But I'm not that type of fan. I'm the one where it's like, hey, you guys are down big, but they're still scrappy. They're still fighting.
Right.
They
Play
still
with
want
pride.
respect. That's what I like to see. So I'm okay with that. If that's a penalty against the Pirates. It's fine because this is what you need. You need that fire. You need to be willing to get up there and make a play.
And it is a penalty against the Pirates. It's a personal foul to move the ball to the 21-yard line of Southwestern. The Crusaders will have a 1st down with 5:40 and counting here in the game.
But if that was just because somebody was simply talking smack, that's a different story.
True. Because words, you can get penalized for words. In the past, that used to not be the case. And these days, you have to be careful about what you utter as you're out there. Redding will take the snap and hand off to Cormier straight ahead. He didn't get much there, maybe a yard or two. Getting up off the bottom of the pile for the Pirates is going to be big number 92. That's Malik McDonald, a 6 foot, 220-pound sophomore out of Oklahoma City. They're going to say no gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 10. Oh, they're going to give him a yard. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 20. Cormier, the running back, Redding, the quarterback. 2 receivers here on the near side, a tight end and a single receiver on the short side of the field. Redding takes the snap, fakes to Cormier, carries straight ahead, can't really find much of a hole there, and Pirates are able to minimize that gain to about a yard. Getting up from the bottom there is going to be number 17, Alec Gomez. Look like also there, Jay Hanneth, number 8. It's going to be up 3rd and 8, ball at the 19-yard line. You know, this is a big moment. You know, obviously the game out of reach, but the defense, you play with pride here if you can stop the Crusaders, and that's what you want. 4:08 and counting. Redding and Cormier in the backfield for the Crusaders. Redding will fake to Cormier, pull, and Nick Hackett there to sack him for a loss at the 24. He just shedded that blocker and slid out and just swallowed up Redding for a loss on that play. He's going to make it 4th down and about 13. Looks like the Crusaders will work on their field goal unit here as they bring out the kick team. And it's not going to be Avila. It's going to be number 85, Brandon Cunningham, to attempt the kick.
This could be his new job here, considering that Avila had missed some kicks prior to this.
It's a 41-yard attempt. The snap is down. The hold is there, and the kick is wide left, and so the Pirates are able to avoid giving up any more points to the Crusaders. It's 3:13 remaining in the ball game, and they'll get an opportunity to work on a little bit of offense here in the waning moments of tonight's game.
That's a huge defensive series to stop the Crusaders there. Something to build on for next week.
You know, Coach Austin talked about on SU Football Weekly how Travis Kelsey and his NFL team, they call Film Day Tell the Truth Tuesday because film doesn't lie.
That's true.
And they will be studying this game to try to shore up any errors and mistakes heading into the next game against McMurray. At quarterback is Joseph Lara. He'll keep the ball straight ahead and carry it up over the 25 to the 26, so gain of about 2. Ton of Crusaders there on the stop. Leading the charge, Trey Witcher, a freshman defensive end for the Crusaders. And that's pretty impressive to be a freshman, even though you're coming in with the 2nd, maybe 3rd unit. But getting playing time with the Crusaders as a freshman is pretty impressive.
There's a lot of other kids that are stuck on that JV squad that won't get a chance to even play with
and
the
they're
first team.
that are older than even the freshman classification. So Gomez, the quarterback. Oh, check that. It's Lara, the quarterback. He'll take the snap and carry straight to the right. He'll carry it over the 30 to the 31 before he's stopped. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 for the Pirates. 33, Jacob Mueller on the tackle. Or check that. That's number 23 on the tackle. That's going to be Mark Gutierrez.
But when you see the Pirates and when they have positive plays against this team, if they can do it against the Crew, you feel that they'll be able to do it against anyone, at least in the conference.
Agreed. And, you know, it'd be tough to get out of this conference and into postseason play because only the conference champion has an automatic bid.
Yes.
Lara, with the keeper, carries for the first down over the 35 to about the 37.
And that conference championship has resided in Belton for numerous years now.
They have a stranglehold on it.
That's a good way of putting it.
Or a sleeper hold, some kind of hold, a figure 4 leg lock on it or something.
One of those grapevines. I see where you're getting at.
125 and counting here in the game. Lara comes in from the sideline with the play call.
I was like, see, I'm not the only one with wrestling references.
If you were raised in anywhere in the 70s or 80s, you're familiar with wrestling. Lara carries off the right side, and he'll spin his way close to the 40 where he's stopped by number 14. Well, that's going to be Jordan C., sophomore cornerback for the Crew.
The one thing I go back to before this game ends is just how would this game been if the interception held true for the Pirates and if they didn't have that early interception that was deflected in return for that touchdown, because they were doing pretty well before that.
They were in the game early, and I think you'll see in film study that there were just too many mistakes by the Pirates to overcome against a team like the Crew. Lara keeps straight ahead. He'll carry up near the 45. He's going to be stopped about a yard shy of the first down at the 46, and there's about 18 seconds remaining, and I'm not even sure the Pirates are going to run another play. We'll see here. We're down to 10 seconds. Doesn't appear that they are going to run another play. And we'll shout out our sponsors, and then we'll see if Coach Austin is able to make it up for a post-game interview. We'll give him a few minutes here on the stream. But we want to thank the Southwestern University Pirates sponsors. They include Antioch Georgetown, Chapel Realty Group with Roger Chapel, Chick-fil-A, Chisholm Trail Pediatrics, CJ's Catering, Hewlett Chevrolet Buick Volkswagen, Double Dave's Pizza, Eagles Wings Home Services, First Texas Bank, Gary Brown CPA, Georgetown Commercial Properties, Georgetown Shirt Company, Georgetown Title, Groove Line Products, HEB, Hello Georgetown, John F. Lewis CPA, Mighty Fine, Minutemen Press, Waterboy Graphics, Primerica Financial Solutions with Derek McGill, Ross and Champion CPAs, Rudy's, St. David's Georgetown Hospital, Schlotsky's, Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center, host of SU Football Weekly, Stephanie Featherstone State Farm, Upstream Investment Partners with Scott Olson, Whataburger, and Wolf Ranch. I want to thank all of our sponsors. And as I mentioned, Wednesday at 6 p.m. we'll be interviewing Coach Austin and a couple of players on SU Football Weekly, presented by Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center. And we'll give a few minutes to Coach Austin to see if he'll come up for a post-game interview. Stay tuned to hear what he has to say. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Georgetown, Texas, where the Pirates dropped their second conference game. They'll drop to 1-1 in the matchup versus the University of Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders. Coach Austin, we can't seem to get in touch with him, so we're going to go ahead and do interviews with Coach Austin at Wednesday's SU Football Weekly, presented by Sheraton Austin Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center. And make sure you tune in for that, and we'll answer all of the questions related to this game, and we'll talk about McMurray next weekend in Abilene. Thank you for listening to Southwestern University Pirate football here on SHN Sports. For Justin Simmons, John Cracy, Mickey Holden, and Rich Hensley, I'm Chuck Cracy. Thank you for listening.